There comes a moment, a razor's edge of possibility, where everything you thought you knew shatters into brilliant, cutting fragments. The world around you dissolves. Expectations crumble. Limits evaporate. And in that suspended breath between what was and what could be, you discover something extraordinary. Your most profound power emerges precisely when you believe you have nothing left. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No safety nets. No comfortable illusions. No predictable paths. Just you. Raw. Unfiltered. Unbound. This is not a moment of defeat. This is your awakening. Imagine standing at the precipice of absolute vulnerability, where every conventional wisdom tells you to retreat, where fear traditionally would paralyze you. But something different happens, something revolutionary. You realize vulnerability is not weakness. It is your ultimate weapon. When you've been stripped down to your core essence, when everything external has been torn away, you discover an internal landscape more powerful than any external construct. Your resilience is not something you acquire. It is something you unleash, like a primal force waiting behind carefully constructed walls. Societal expectations are merely paper barriers. Judgment becomes irrelevant. Rejection loses its sting. Because what can truly harm you when you've already survived your worst nightmare? When the worst has happened, and you're still breathing, still fighting, still dreaming, you become something else entirely. A force beyond conventional limitations. Not reckless, but intentional. Calculated. Your movements become deliberate. Your vision crystalline. Every step carries the weight of someone who understands true freedom. Not the freedom marketed by motivational posters, but the raw, unfiltered liberation that comes from having nothing to lose. Rock bottom is not your grave. It is your foundation, your launching pad, your ground zero for reconstruction. Most people fear this place. They spend entire lifetimes avoiding it, tiptoeing around potential failure, constructing elaborate defense mechanisms. But you've been there. You've touched the absolute bottom. And you didn't just survive. You learned. You transformed. Every loss becomes a lesson. Every betrayal, a teacher. Every shattered expectation, a new blueprint. You stop performing. Stop pretending. The masks fall away, revealing something far more powerful than any constructed persona. Your authentic self. Unpolished, unafraid, unapologetic. When you have nothing left to lose, you gain everything. Your potential becomes limitless. Your spirit unbridled. Your determination a force of nature. No more waiting for perfect moments. No more seeking permission. No more living according to someone else's script. This is your declaration of personal sovereignty. Your moment of total liberation. Listen closely. This is not a story of survival. This is a manifesto of resurrection. You are standing at the intersection of destruction and creation, where pain becomes your palette, where loss becomes your liberation. The world will try to define you by your wounds, but you know better. Your scars are not marks of defeat. They are maps of conquered territories, roadmaps of resilience, testaments to a spirit that refuses to be broken. When conventional wisdom whispers retreat, your soul roars forward. Each setback is not a stop sign. It's a launching mechanism, propelling you into uncharted territories of possibility. Understand this fundamental truth. Your greatest power emerges from your darkest moments, not in spite of the pain, but because of it. Transformation is not a gentle process. It is volcanic, erupting, consuming, recreating. You are not rebuilding. You are reimagining. Every limitation you've internalized, every narrative of insufficiency, every doubt that has lived rent-free in your mind, becomes fuel, pure, unfiltered energy. The mathematics of personal evolution is exponential, not linear, not predictable. Each barrier you shatter doesn't just add to your capability, It multiplies your understanding of what's possible. Most people live within carefully constructed boundaries, invisible walls of fear, comfort, mediocrity. But you've seen those walls for what they are: illusions, fragile constructs waiting to be dismantled. Your freedom is not granted. It is seized with both hands, with relentless intention, with a ferocity that makes the universe take notice. This is not about external validation. This is about internal revolution, a complete recalibration of your inner landscape, where pain becomes wisdom, where loss becomes leverage, where vulnerability transforms into your most potent strength. You are not healing. You are weaponizing your experience, converting every wound into warfare, every betrayal into battle strategy, every moment of darkness into a beacon of resilience. The world doesn't reward the safe, the calculated, the predictable. It bows to those who dare, who leap, who transform, who understand that true power lies not in protection, but in radical, unapologetic becoming. Your potential is not a fixed point. It is an expanding universe, limitless, unbounded, infinite. Every time you push beyond a perceived boundary, you're not just changing your trajectory, you're rewriting the fundamental rules of existence. Not just your existence, but the very possibility of what human potential can mean. This is your moment, your declaration, your revolution. There is a moment beyond breaking, beyond surrender, beyond the landscape of what you thought was possible. A moment where surrender becomes your ultimate weapon. Not defeat, but radical acceptance. The universe conspires in your most desperate moments, transforming your deepest wounds into your most profound strength. Understand this. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is your most sophisticated armor, your most intricate battle strategy. When everything falls away, when the noise dissolves, when the external expectations crumble, what remains is pure, unfiltered essence. Your truest self, unencumbered, unafraid, unleashed. This is not a journey of recovery. This is a journey of total reconstruction, where pain becomes your most trusted mentor, where loss becomes your most powerful catalyst. Every scar tells a story of survival, not of victimhood, but of radical transformation. Your resilience is not a passive state. It is an active rebellion against limitation, against mediocrity, against the small narratives that once contained you. Most will never understand this language, the dialect of those who have touched rock bottom and discovered it was not a grave, but a foundation, a launching pad into territories of possibility that defy conventional imagination. You are not rebuilding. You are reimagining. Every constraint, every boundary, every perceived limitation becomes fluid, becomes malleable, becomes potential. The mathematics of personal evolution is not arithmetic. It is quantum, exponential, explosive. Each barrier you shatter doesn't just add to your capability. It multiplies your understanding of what humanity can become. This is your metamorphosis, your radical becoming, where nothing is fixed, where everything is possible, where you are both the architect and the masterpiece. The wound is the place where the light enters you. The breakdown is the moment before breakthrough. The loss is the seed of unprecedented gain. You've got nothing left to lose, which means you've got everything to gain, everything to create, everything to become. Rise beyond limits.